Hey everyone, me Kevin here with Meet Lauren.
Hello.
And we are going to react to another Millennial Money, which I'm super excited about because Lauren, this one has to do with real estate. It's buying a $252,000 townhouse in Georgia. Millennial Money, I'm excited about this.
I love watching these, so I'm excited too.
Let's get right into it. Lauren, you want to switch us over? And this is super special because we're both property managers, real estate investors. Lauren's licensed, I'm licensed, so this is right up our alley.
Totally.
Let's get into it. And many of you liked having Lauren as part of this, so I'm kind of thinking we just react to these together from now on.
I would love to.
Yay! Here we go.
Growing up, I know I was personally told, hey, live at home with your parents, especially as a female, until you get married and then you move out with your husband and get your home. So for me, I wanted to do things a little bit differently.
That sounds a little dated, that idea.
I mean, like, it's a totally dated concept, and she even said, like, the parents said, especially because she's a woman, it's like, no, like, good for her. I'm glad she changed because I think it's very important for people to go out on their own, even without a partner or whatever, just to self-grow. And, you know, like, you and I, we moved in together before we were married, and I know everybody has different ideas on that, but we ended up growing a lot more wealth because of it. So I think there are many more opportunities if you leave, if you can leave.
But Lauren, look at that crusty doorknob. I had to go back to that. The painter,
you would notice something like that.
I can't stand it, and painters do it because it's like, well, I can't lock up the job site. Well, uninstall the knob, then paint, do that in the morning, and then lock it back up again at night.
And
I hate the crustiness.
This looks like, just from that little glimpse of the kitchen, that this is pretty new construction.
This almost looks brand new,
like,
honestly.
Within
this
the last
style.
year or two at most. And I think, sadly, with new construction, there are a lot of little details that get, you know, the corners cut. And that would be one of them.
That's a good point. But I love the new products. I mean, you've got these 2-panel doors here.
I love the gold light fixtures.
Super
really
in right
good.
now.
Yeah.
They're going with that more like cooler look on the light bulbs there. You know, we've really, for the last 20 years, been really into having those more yellowish lights.
Yellows and beige colors going on, and now it's going into a cool gray zone.
Yeah.
Whites and stuff.
Very interesting. All right, let's keep going.
My name is Krystal Anyang-Kusi. I am 30 years old, and I just bought my first home in Lawrenceville, Georgia, which is about 30 minutes from Atlanta.
Wow, look, it's completely a new construction development. I mean, that, like, the trees haven't even grown in yet.
Yeah, you can tell by the trees alone.
Yeah. That's awesome.
My home was $252,000.
1.8%.
I am a recruiter at one of the big 4 accounting firms, and I work from home and make $95,000 a year. So this home is approximately 1,850 square feet, and it has 3 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms. This is my living space, which includes my kitchen. One of my favorite parts of the home, as I do love to cook, I love to bake, I love to entertain. The base floor has a powder room and the living space, kitchen, and a dining space as well, while the upper level has all the bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, and then a laundry room. And here we have the master living space, which includes my lovely bed. The theme from this room is definitely dreamy and chic.
I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I do want to say, I just looked up the poverty rate and population for Lawrenceville, Georgia here. I got this up on the iPad. Take a look. So these are things that I always like to look at when it comes to real estate. Great population growth, but it's a very small town. So oftentimes when you have smaller towns, you have like one industry that, if that industry goes away, like a college goes away, which 2020s might be that decade, right? Or you have like one manufacturer that goes away, that could be a big problem for some of these smaller cities. So population growth, is good that it's growing, but that industry better be something that sticks around. One more thing that I also like to look at is the poverty rate. My general rule of thumb is trying to find a place with a poverty rate of less than 20%. We're at 21.4 here. Georgia in general tends to have a little bit of a higher poverty rate. So being right there on the line, I guess, isn't like the 30% that you can see in some parts. But let's go ahead and hop back on over. Lauren, what do you think?
Yeah,
cute so far,
it's
though.
very cute, and I noticed that her 2 other rooms basically don't have much. There's a desk in one, and then it's like nothing in the other.
Yeah.
But this is really good for her. I think for her buying potential in the future, having a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath to potentially keep and then rent out again, that's a very good number of bathroom to bedroom ratio. So I think it's good.
Yeah, and as a 3 and 2, 1,800 square feet, it's not too big, it's not too
Yes,
small. You should be
perfect.
able to keep a tenant for a while. Oh, she can honestly even rent out those other 2 rooms. She works from home though, so maybe she doesn't want to do
I think it's awesome that she her
is my space.
her initial statement of like, my parents taught me this growing up, but I didn't do it, and like she's killing it.
It's empowering.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, what? So she rents out the room, and it's another, $600 or whatever out there. But maybe she doesn't want that
Maybe she doesn't- she
intrusion.
doesn't have to.
House
Yeah.
hacking's not for everyone. Making $95,000 a year, hey, you know what? Good for her.
Yeah.
Being a first-time home buyer, I was told that there were so many different opportunities and so many different grants and assistance programs that would be able to assist me while on my search. Unfortunately, I did not qualify for a lot of the assistance programs here in
Right. You usually have to be what's considered moderate income. $95,000 in Georgia.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not moderate income.
Yeah.
But she still got 1.8% down. So let's see
Yeah,
how she
see
pulled
how
that
she
off.
does that.
Got some credit backs from the builder maybe or something.
Georgia due to income and or various other factors. I decided to find a neighborhood and explore lenders that way after I decided on where I wanted to live versus getting pre-approved on the front end. I know a big misconception I had when I was looking, I thought I had to put down that 20% to get a home.
That is
huge.
a huge misconception.
Huge. Yeah.
People miss out so much thinking they have to save that 20%.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
my gosh. I think you get in, you control real estate. I mean, she's controlling now almost a $300,000 property with what, less than $10,000 out of pocket. I mean, I think it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And now if that property goes up in value 10%, that's 30 grand, right? And of course, there's selling costs, and we can go into that, but initial wealth building, getting into real estate is so important. And honestly, if you're gonna buy something that's ready to move into on the market, that's not a fixer-upper or something where you're getting something below market value, I'd be buying new construction as well.
I would say some of the hard things or kind of like realities of owning a home by yourself is it is by yourself. Your income is on you, your credit score is just on you, and obviously once you move in, all the expenses are on you. So
Now, I'm going to pause here, and I just want to point out, having a $51 homeowners association fee is actually not horrible. Now, 98% of people hate homeowners associations, but I will tell you, when you are in a newer development, HOAs aren't necessarily that bad. And when you turn this property into a rental, you actually have like your own HOA police to kind of deal with your tenant.
Yeah, that, and just generally speaking, in a neighborhood, I feel like if there's a very small HOA, which I think $51 is very low, just the general upkeep of people's lawns, like a neighbor may park their car on the lawn, and then the HOA is like, no, that looks tacky.
Right.
And it just, like you said, the police for the neighborhood, but gives a general good feeling, clean feeling of a neighborhood.
You have
too.
less freedoms as an individual, which we don't like in America, having less freedoms, but as a rental property owner, future rental, but this is great. And in a few years, she could get rid of mortgage insurance in 2 or 3 years. People usually see mortgage insurance, oh my gosh, I don't want to pay that for 30 years. That's going to be so much money. Most people get rid of it in 2 to 3 years. It's not a big deal.
that has probably been some of the toughest things for me to kind of come to reality with.
Yeah, everyone always talks about mortgage insurance.
I did feel worried taking on an additional debt. The only thing that really kind of gave me solace was that I knew a home would be more of a long-term investment.
Wait, $78,000 in debts. Oh my gosh, wait, how? Oh my gosh, she's making $95,000 a year. Where is her money going?
Yeah, I don't know.
A $47,000 car, that's because that's not gonna be a business write-off because she's working, right? So if I go $47,000 divided by her tax rate in Georgia is probably gonna be somewhere around 30%. So that's gonna cost her $67,000 of earned income to be able to pay that car, plus interest. That's insane. She almost, with the interest over 5 years or whatever, she's honestly probably giving away a year's worth of salary for that car.
Yeah,
That's insane. Like the real estate purchase, great idea. 47 grand, that's what's left on the car loan.
True, yeah.
I mean,
I wonder what kind of car it is.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out shortly, hopefully. I mean, we're in the garage here, but student loans, $25K. I mean, those might be in deferment, so it might make sense for her not to pay those off.
That makes more sense. And the car thing is kind of...
That's high.
Yeah.
And the credit card debt, $5,600. Take one paycheck.
Why? Why do you have to have that?
Yeah, like why are you paying
Get rid of it.
15 to 20%?
Yeah.
Ah.
This year, I plan to host Thanksgiving, so I'm excited to extend the table out and have my family in town here as well. So my parents immigrated here from Ghana, which is in West Africa, to live the American dream and make a better life for themselves.
That's awesome.
Great.
I knew back in about 2018 that I wanted to move out of my parents' house the following year. First reason why I chose Atlanta, Georgia was cost of living. Definitely way more affordable for someone, especially on a single income. And then
Oh, the clock up there? It's
from
Target.
Target.
Yeah. You just notice all these things from Target.
I know my
Secondly,
home decor at Target.
Right?
I was just able to find more of what I was looking for in terms of a new construction, and then also being in a more metropolitan suburban area. I thought I chose one, but once I got back home and started doing some research, I realized it just wasn't really a fit for me. So I had asked my realtor who lives in Atlanta to continue the search for me virtually. Luckily, he would just send me different videos, different neighborhoods, try to get my opinion. And once he sent me the video of this neighborhood, I knew just virtually that was pretty much sold.
Nice.
So there is B-roll of their phases of the development still being made.
Yes.
So it's very new.
Yeah, she's actually then in an earlier phase, which if
Yeah.
you're going to buy new construction, if you can get into like phase 1 or 2, that's really important because they always raise the prices on new construction. Now, that should not be misled with actually having your net worth go up, because if you turned around and sold a new construction property, you'd probably be upside down. It's almost like taking, not as bad, but it's almost like taking a new car and turning it into a used car.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Finding,
You know, she ended up lucking out though.
Yeah,
Because
I agree.
prices, let's look at it really quick. I bet you Redfin Data Center, prices in the Atlanta, Georgia market, I would not be surprised if just in the last 6 months, these prices have shot up somewhere around 10 to 15%. In just 6 months, I think she lucked in on that timing, honestly. She was probably panicking at the time.
Yeah.
But
uncertainty.
everybody was
Yeah.
panicking at the time. Look at this. Oh my gosh, that is great. Okay, so she closed. Well, she went into escrow probably in like January or something like that, right? So median home prices in the Atlanta, Georgia metro area were about $250. Right now, they're $287. That's
Nice.
insane. That's a $7,000 bump in median home values. She's
Good for her. That's
over
awesome.
12 to 13%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
the beauty of real estate.
Yeah, well, that's freaking awesome. Yeah, she could probably. You know what? She probably has a higher rate from back then. She could probably refinance and get another 3/4 off
Yeah.
her rate these days.
especially a good neighborhood, a good county that has really good schools, and an area that's not too far from downtown. I figured that this is just the right time for me. And luckily for me, things just aligned where when I applied through the preferred lender, I was approved immediately.
Yeah, the preferred lenders at new construction home sites, they'll usually give you better deals and better incentives because they do have a contract with the home builder because they're getting so much volume. That doesn't mean you shouldn't shop around, but in her case, that worked out.
So my realtor met me here with the keys and, gave me a quick tour of the place. And then once he was leaving, he just looked at me and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, yeah, this just all felt really surreal that, I was standing in something that was mine and that I had worked hard to get. And now it was kind of like my baby to help raise and groom.
Oh, $2,600. That's not bad, actually. Refrigerator, washer, dryer, $2,600. That's
I
reasonable.
feel like that's accurate. Yeah.
$800-900 a piece, sure. She probably didn't have much to move like us. First time.
The only thing is, I wish I could have gotten a better interest rate.
Oh, just refinance. Oh my gosh, come on. Like, it's what we were just talking about. It's like, she could probably refinance this down to like a 2.7 right now.
Yeah.
Just pick up the phone and go, yo, Lenda, I'm gonna pay off my credit card debt and get a new loan. Okay, so with her mortgage at 3.7%, she could easily refinance right now into another low down payment loan. She's got equity, so she could probably even do like 10% down and half her mortgage insurance. So she could probably get her mortgage insurance down right now $100 just by refinancing into a 10% down loan. Then she could get her interest rate down to 2.7-ish%, probably save another couple $100 a month. She could just pick up the phone and go, yo, I'm paying off that credit card debt and I want to get a new loan, and probably save $300 a month just like that. And then next year, she could probably get rid of the mortgage insurance entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the plan. Do it, Krystal.
Get that done.
Maybe doing it now during the pandemic times when interest rates were a little bit lower than when I initially went under contract in October. I wish that I would have saved more money outside of closing costs and down payment, because once I did move in, although, you know, my closing costs and down payment were completed, I think I only had about $2,000 left at that time to furnish the rest of the home, or to furnish the home.
I mean, she put a lot of money into furniture.
She did. I think her decor is really, really beautiful, but I would be going out, I wouldn't be buying, you know, the flowers or the lamps or anything, like just the necessities, and just hoard that money and use it, you know, for better options until you can afford to decorate.
Well, you know what? The reason I bet you she has the credit card debt is because she got the house and then took her $2,000 that she had left plus the $5,500 on the credit card, loaded it up, and she spent almost 10 grand furnishing this place. Why?
Yeah.
We're in a pandemic. You're not entertaining much. I mean, Thanksgiving, just be careful with the pandemic,
COVID's still
okay?
here. Yeah.
Still got COVID going on. And yeah, I mean, this, to me, I think that was possibly a budgetary mistake. I think the house was great.
I think so, yeah.
But loading up on the furniture and decorations and making it your own, just not necessary.
When we first moved, we bought only the essential items that we had to, the necessary items, and it was mostly, actually almost all of it was IKEA.
And Craigslist. Our dining table was like
Craigslist.
$90 from Craigslist.
And we didn't decorate anything. We didn't even have a coffee table in front of our sofa for the longest time. It's just like we gradually, you know, bought it as we could.
Right. And we went in with no credit card debt, and in our purchase, we paid off my car. Lauren's car was already paid off. Dang you.
That I would have saved an additional $10K before moving in.
Oh, she wishes she would have saved an additional $10K before moving in.
I think she should have moved when she moved and bought when she bought, because she just gained a bunch of appreciation. She should have just done what I said and not decorate her place that much. You know, like, she doesn't need all those accent chairs and all those pillows. Pillows are expensive. They're like $30, $40 each. You know, it's just not necessary. Save the money.
I wonder almost if the producers are like, well, what's your regret? You put so little money down. Don't you wish you had more money going into it? But we're kind of conflating what's going on here. You got a great deal on a property that's now worth an extra 14%. We fluked into that.
Yeah.
You could save money by refinancing. You could cut your mortgage insurance in half. And if you didn't spend all this money on furniture, you wouldn't have credit card debt, and you could have taken the extra money, paid off your car, and you would have been in a much better situation.
Totally.
Yeah.
Buying a home has made me happier because it's made me feel more independent. It's made me feel like I have something that's truly mine and something that I can fix up in the way that I would like, and not have to get anyone else's opinion on it. And if I come in and I don't like something, it's my responsibility to change it up. So it's definitely given me more of a sense of being more of an adult, and just made me a little bit more responsible, especially when it comes to finances.
I have a comment. I'm wondering, you know, going back to that original comment about her parents raising her to wait for a man and then move in with your married man.
Right.
I'm wondering, with that recent comment of her saying she feels more independent and everything, that maybe she lacked that feeling when she was with her parents. Maybe they were controlling and she wanted to, you know, escape in a sense. Not that they were bad or whatever. I'm just saying maybe she wanted to go do her own thing. It was really important to her, and this makes her super happy, you know, being the opposite of how it was maybe growing up with the parents over your shoulder type thing.
I think it's great. Yeah.
It has made me, and I would consider this kind of like my word for the year, is being fearless, because I feel like if I can do this, I can do so many other things that I thought I couldn't do. You know, I can do it on my own. I can definitely do it with somebody else.
Oh, I think that's awesome. If
Yeah.
you could do it on your own, you could definitely do it with somebody else. That's a great, takeaway line
yeah.
there. I really
Great
like
motto
that.
of life.
I can't get us switched over. There we go. Okay, so what are our takeaways there? I mean, love that she bought. Great, awesome. If you're going to buy something move-in ready, I think we agree. New construction is the way to go.
I agree.
If you're going to buy a fixer-upper, obviously you're not going to get a new construction, but the newer generally is better. So I do agree with that. We know she's got to refinance, get rid of that mortgage insurance, or at least half the mortgage insurance
Try
until
to
you
get rid
can
of
fully
that debt.
Get that credit card debt away. And one of the things that she said that's potentially a little bit dangerous is, oh, now I own this, so I could fix it up the way I want.
Ooh,
Be
yeah.
careful. That is usually a telltale sign of, now we're going to do wainscoting over there, and now we're going to do this. In fact, if we kind of go back to her kitchen here for a second, I personally think she picked a few builder upgrades.
I was noticing that too.
Yeah. So she probably actually spent more than she really needed to. This crown molding, that's a builder upgrade.
Yeah.
All these extra recessed lights that she has in here, not saying you don't want recessed lights, and certainly they're easier to do beforehand, right? That's how they sell you on it. But I mean, she's got a ton of can lights in here. Those are all an upgrade.
Yep.
This backsplash over here, that's an upgrade. A lot of these things, me as sort of, if I'm moving into my first place and I've got credit card and car debt, I'm thinking to myself, do none of that.
Yeah,
Like cut that out.
Yep.
So I wouldn't have spent money on some of those builder upgrades either.
Especially too, I mean, I don't know. I think that you and I are the same where unless you think it's like definitely like a forever home or a home you're going to be in for quite some time, I wouldn't even personalize it that much. And, you know, a lot of people think like, oh, this customization is going to increase the value if I either sell it or rent it out. No. And oftentimes it doesn't. It'd be better to just kind of leave it more plain and have your own personal touches with decor instead of like wall paintings.
When you have the money and not a lot of debt.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And I always look, you know, I get clients all the time. They're like, oh, this is going to be my forever home. 3 years later, they move.
Yeah. Oh, shoot, there's new construction over there. That is better. I'm going to move.
Everyone gets it. It's like as soon as people finish their project, they move. And then you look back, it's like, oh, crap, look at all that money we poured in that house.
Exactly.
And you don't get a return on it. So that is where houses can be dangerous.
Yeah. I'm just generally really happy for her that she branched out of that idea of you waiting for a man and get married with your man and go into a house with your man. Like, this is so, like she said, freedom, liberating. I think this is so independent and awesome. So generally just like good for her.
Awesome. Great video. Thanks so much for reacting to it with me, Lauren.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah.